Are the rumors true, Albus?
I'm afraid so, Professor. The good and the bad.
And the boy?
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Boy. I am your host, Corey, joined by my fellow co-host, Trey.
Hello.
Enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday?
I survived it.
Survived, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't have to see any extended family, so
No.
call that a success.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of ready to get into it.
Just wanna jump right in.
Yeah, cut the small talk. Unless you had anything.
No,
But
I didn't really have any business.
I can't wait to hear what you think as we wrap up the Harry Potter trilogy.
It's strange to call plays a trilogy. I don't know of another theatrical production that has sequels, not only a trilogy, but a sequel and a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they may be out there, but I'm not aware of them.
Yeah, I'm not familiar either. I don't know if the concept of it being a spoof or something like that.
Breaking Wicked up into 2 movies does not count.
No, because the play is still, just one play. So I agree. I mean, we talked about this, I think, in both previous episodes of a Harry Potter musical, the Harry Potter sequel, and now a Harry Potter senior year. But this was, in my mind, I was picturing it like literally people sitting on like a stage or a panel reading the play. I didn't realize this was going to be...
Yeah, there was a lot more put into it than just a stage reading.
Yeah, so I was pleasantly surprised by that it was on par, I would say, with the other two.
Yeah.
Outside of I guess mainly the background and things like that. But production wise, it was still, I maybe like some minor props and things like that they maybe would have done a little differently, but it was a decent production with costumes and stuff like that. So right off the bat, more impressed than I thought.
Yeah, some listeners, we are talking about a Harry Potter senior year by Star Kid, or Team Star Kid. The final ... play in this series. I was going to say maybe my favorite, but I don't know if it is or not. I guess we can talk about that at the end.
Okay.
But yes, we were talking about a Harry Potter senior year after the adventures of a Harry Potter musical and a Harry Potter sequel. Harry Potter and his friends have reached their senior year at Hogwarts. And it starts with some action. It starts with the battle of the Department of Mysteries.
Yeah.
And they're fighting Fenrir Greyback and the rest of the last of the not the Dementors, the Death Eaters.
Death Eaters, yeah.
Tired. So it starts with a bit of action. They're in the Department of Mysteries, running from the Death Eaters and Fenrir Greyback to keep a diary away from Fenrir Greyback. A diary, you say? Could it be the Diary of Tom Riddle? Why, yes, it is. Trying to keep the Diary of Tom Riddle away from the Death Eaters. And trying to round up the last of the Death Eaters to, as the song goes, this is the end. Basically finish the conflict in Harry Potter. But of course, it's Harry Potter. The conflict never finishes. So they manage to defeat the Death Eaters and keep the diary away from them. in a big musical flourish. And then they start their senior year. So everyone's back at the Burrow, and Harry Potter literally rides in on a magical guitar being lifted by rose petals, which is one of my favorite little gags that they do. They have a narrator, describing what they're doing, since it's like really just a stage reading. They're all up there. They have the script in front of them. They're all just reading from the script, and have a narrator talking about narrating the stage directions.
Yeah.
So they're all back at the Burrow, getting ready to go.
And apologies if my memory is off, but Luna Lovegood's in the opening scene, right?
Yes.
Doesn't she? Okay. And in this version, she's played by the actual, Luna Lovegood. Just wanted to mention that. I'm
not sure how they pulled that off, but yes, Ivana Lynch comes and plays Luna Lovegood.
I mean, from what I understand, and this is going just off of my guess, not researching it, is Ivana Lynch, being previously a fan of the series on her own right, I wouldn't be surprised if she was attending the convention and she reached out to them and was like, in some way, shape, or form. I mean, chances are they reached out to her and she accepted. But I would like to think that she was such a fan already that,
that wouldn't surprise me.
Tried to include, because I one of the biggest stories from her is that, she made her own radish earrings in the movie because the prop department couldn't quite get it right, so they just went with the ones that she made herself. So I don't know.
Right, radish earrings.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I think she's just that type of fan.
How many $1 million production was Harry Potter, and they couldn't do radish earrings?
I'm not gonna knock the prop.
We can make a whopping
department.
willow and unique wands and all this other stuff, but radish earrings is where they draw the line.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you're really hating on the prop department.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just dishing out that fun fact.
But anyway, they're all at the Burrow. Harry Potter arrives, and as a gift to his super mega foxy awesome hot girlfriend Ginny, he gives her a diary, thus being the diary. Mm-hmm. Why he does that doesn't really make sense.
No, but that's
whatever,
the way the story's going. So
whatever. Harry Potter is very arrogant and definitely resting on his laurels and his fame. Mm-hmm. In this one, that's kind of the running joke, is that Harry Potter's basically a one-trick pony.
Yeah, and no one really cares at this point.
And they all get to Hogwarts, and they meet up with everyone else, and they have a new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, Gilderoy Lockhart, who is the author of such young fiction novels as Twilight and Hunger Games and The Maze Runner.
I think so. I mean, most of the jokes are Twilight and The Hunger Games. Yeah. I think maybe The Maze Runner.
I think he mentions that he also wrote Maze Runner.
Which they did try to do. I think they only did one movie. I could be wrong, but they did try to make that happen. I never read the books, but
I remember hearing about the movie. I had no interest in seeing it.
I don't think anyone did.
Yeah. And all of the girls, including Hermione, are just head over heels in love with Gilderoy Lockhart and all of his books, and there's a lot of jokes being taken at the young adult genre, which I appreciate.
Yeah. I mean, 2012 would have been the height of all of that. So
yeah, and Hermione reveals that she writes fan fiction.
Mm-hmm. Are we gonna address the casting change?
Oh yeah, there was a change in casting from Hermione. I don't know why.
which they mention, because in the opening scene she gets punched in the face,
And
they use that as like a a reasoning to address the casting change,
which I don't think was needed. Like, whenever you have a casting change, you don't really need to like meta it. Like, it's just a casting change.
I mean, I found it amusing. I think it was warranted.
Like in Harry Potter, when they changed Dumbledore's, they didn't need to like say Dumbledore was hexed to look different or something.
Yeah.
But whatever. They didn't consult me on it.
No. Let me, I hate to interrupt you, but let me take a cat break. My cat is doing things. Hold on. Attention students, whether you're a witch or wizard looking to discover your potential with an exquisite selection of magical woods and legendary cores, find your perfect wand and let your magical adventure begin at scottingtonwandcrafts.com. Use code TGTBTBPOD, as in the good, the bad, the boy pod, and save 10% off at Scottington Wandcrafts, maker of magnificent magical wands. Alright. Sorry about that.
No worries.
But yeah, just wanted to mention the casting change because I do have a question for you later.
Okay. So yeah, there's a casting change with Hermione. Not a big deal.
No.
But I think she did better, honestly.
Well, I mean, that was going to be my question.
Was that your question?
Was which Hermione, I mean, we could talk about it now, but which Hermione you thought was better? So you would go with Hermione number 2?
I don't know, maybe not.
Oh, well, I mean, if it helps you, I was just going to agree. I liked her. I like both actors. It's not, the characters are pretty identical. But I don't know. It was like her. I don't know if it was because for once this production was like in HD, like you could see everything clearly. It wasn't like poor quality.
Mm.
So I don't know if that was the combination, but I enjoyed her stage presence much more than the original. And I think the only reason she wasn't in it was just because she had moved on. She wasn't part of Star Kid Productions at that point.
Yeah, they got to move on. Just like Darren Criss has to move on to Glee.
I mean, the show must go on, as they say. And I think he was in Glee at this time. I think he came in just from at least what I read, he came in to do the production while he was on Glee.
Sounds about the right time.
I mean, I never watched Glee. I know the effects it had on pop culture. I mean, it was extremely popular at the time. I only
watched it because I was dating someone that watched it.
Yeah.
I hated it.
I just remember people talking about the songs, and then it was referenced on The Office. That's mostly how I knew about it, because there's a whole episode about them doing a watch party.
It's just really bad acting and bad writing.
It was all about the songs. I think that's all people really cared about were the covers of the songs. But never,
it was just bad.
Never watched it. Couldn't tell you.
Now
don't have an opinion.
All of the Glee fans are going to come raining down on us.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
All 12 of them.
Yeah.
All right. So where were we? So they're back at Hogwarts. Gilderoy Lockhart. And it's also at this time that Ginny starts writing in the diary and communicating with Tom Riddle. And they use the diary to show flashbacks of some of the scenes with young Tom Riddle that you'd see in Half-Blood Prince. Just Half-Blood Prince, not Deathly Hallows. I don't think there were any scenes in Deathly Hallows.
I believe so. Yeah.
So you just see, different scenes of young Voldemort, like how his life was, and when Dumbledore finds him in the orphanage, and also they added some where Voldemort meets his family. and then kills his family because they're muggles.
Like white trash muggles.
Yeah, like absolute
they're-
white muggles. Like, killing them wasn't not warranted.
Yeah. And then, I mean, it's the same actor who played Voldemort plays Tom Riddle as well, which, no surprise, but just
still funny.
Yeah.
So, and then while, Ginny's under the sway of Tom Riddle in the diary, she starts using the basilisk to petrify students.
I mean, pretty much the plot of Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, it's pretty much the Chamber of Secrets plot with a little bit of Deathly Hallows thrown in. Because the Resurrection Stone is a big deal in this play.
Yeah, the Resurrection Stone
and the MacGuffin of the whole thing.
Yeah, as well as the, I guess, the relationship issues between, not like directly from the book, but I guess another subplot is Harry and Ginny and Ron and Hermione are essentially broken up.
Yeah, because Ron is trying to salvage his relationship with Hermione, who... One of my favorite jokes is when she asks Ron if he read The Hunger Games. And she's like, what's it about? He's like, it's about a girl who is withholding from a boyfriend she won't kiss him. And she's like, oh, you did read it.
Yeah. Got a big laugh from the audience.
That's one of my favorite jokes of this one.
Yeah.
But then Ron also has a very brief affair with Lavender Lovegood. No. Lavender Brown.
Yeah, Lavender Brown. And then Cho Chang, whatever her name is. Cho Chang is now trying to get with Harry Potter. Yeah, so they have like a little thing going as well.
So yeah, all of the teenage angst from the books, full center stage, pun intended. Yeah. But they also do something with the snake where Harry starts hearing voices, and the voice he hears is the snake, and it's just, I'm a snake. I'm a snake. Don't hear me because I'm a snake. I know where my arms and legs go. I don't have any because I'm a snake. Which, another one of my favorite parts of this play.
Yeah, just for the fact that it's, exactly, I was going to say, it's so stupid. But it works. Yeah. I mean, it was definitely funny.
Yeah. So basically, like, a lot of that is like a lot of those moments are repeated, like with Ginny in the diary and flashbacks. So those are repeated a few times to see a few of the memories. And then there's also a election for head boy that's between Malfoy and Harry. And who was it that won it? It was...
So Draco wins.
But, like, who did they originally all vote for? And it was a joke. But who was it? I don't remember.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I don't remember either.
Oh, Fozzie Bear.
Oh, yeah.
All vote for Fozzie Bear.
Yeah.
To be the head boy. But Malfoy eventually wins. Because Harry does something and is disqualified or something. So then Malfoy's head boy and takes over the school and starts, being an evil little shit that Malfoy is.
Which doesn't serve like too much to the plot. I mean, it's really another probably unneeded side story.
Yeah. But
yeah.
It happened, so.
But it happened, yeah.
And then Gilderoy is basically like goading Harry Potter and, showing that he's useless and that no one likes Harry Potter anymore. No one cares about Harry Potter anymore. While at the same time getting Hermione to write all of Harry's history for him so that he can make a book of Harry Potter.
A book series.
A book series of Harry Potter.
essentially Hermione writing the 7 books.
Because that's Gilderoy's ultimate plan. Is you find out that he's stolen Muggles authors' ideas for Twilight and Hunger Games and Maze Runner, and he's now doing the same thing with a wizard, trying to steal Harry Potter's story and turn it into the book series so that he can make money and basically steal it from Harry. Basically, what Gilderoy Lockhart does in the books and the movie is, steal other people's stories and write books of them. But it's more comedic now, being the Harry Potter series and Hunger Games.
Well, and most of the subplot with Gilderoy Lockhart is more of like driving the tension between the conflict in relationships. With, Ron and Hermione already having issues in their relationship, and then Hermione puts all of her focus into writing the stories for Gilderoy Lockhart. So in turn, Ron feels even more left out. So I think Gilderoy, which going into this, I thought that was like going to be the main focus versus like the more Voldemort stuff. But the Gilderoy stuff is kind of sprinkled throughout, but it's not like the main. The main villain arc storyline is Tom Riddle / Voldemort coming back yet again, whereas the Gilderoy stuff is kind of coincides with the relationship aspect of the story, which is funny but limited.
Yeah.
He wasn't. He's not the main villain.
No.
They kind of go back to the well with Voldemort again. Yeah.
Which is kind of what happens in the books.
Yeah.
So, but eventually Gilderoy does basically run Harry Potter out of Hogwarts. And then he goes to Godric's Hollow, where they have a statue of Harry Potter, but they're knocking it down to replace with a statue of Spider-Man, but Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then he uses the Resurrection Stone there, and he reunites with, his parents and Lupin and Sirius and Cedric for some reason.
Yeah. Well, it was a nice little callback. I enjoy that moment. I mean, Lupin was in his underwear and bloody. Yeah, it was. I had a good laugh on
Lupin. Also, the actor that played Lupin also played Hagrid in this one, so we did get Hagrid in this play.
Yes,
this was pretty entertaining. Yeah,
he kind of comes out of nowhere, but it wraps up towards the end. He's there for a reason.
Like they follow the spiders to Aragog, so they bring in Hagrid for that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he reunites with everyone, and he finds out that first he thinks his mom and dad are still together in heaven. He's like, "Oh, that's really sweet," but then he finds out that they separated and that now Lily is with Cedric.
So
Cedric's banging his ghost mom.
Which was hilarious. I mean, that...
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I don't know.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah. I think just the character of Cedric annoys me.
Well, I think that's the point.
I know. But so I don't know.
Yeah.
But then Voldemort and Ginny kill enough students or petrify enough students at Hogwarts that the magical Air Force are going to blow up Hogwarts, and Harry has to run back to save everyone from Voldemort.
Which I find completely reasonable. That they're going to... Essentially, they want to carpet bomb Hogwarts because there's just so many issues at that school that it just needs to be destroyed.
And nothing like what it actually is.
I mean, it reminded me of Jurassic Park, because that's what they do in the book with the original island. They go in and they bomb it.
Is that in the first book?
Yeah, to kill all the dinosaurs. So I like to think it's a reference to that.
It's possible.
But it was, yeah. I mean, hey, I'm all for the destruction of Hogwarts due to its ongoing
safety issues.
Safety concerns, yeah.
Yeah. But Harry Potter gets there and stops Voldemort with the help of everyone. Sadly, Scarfy, the Scarf of Sexual Preference, dies trying to blind the basilisk. But they are able to pull the sword of Gryffindor out of the sorting hat, and defeat the basilisk. And then Hagrid brings Fawkes to cry tears.
I mean, Bring Fawkes is putting it lightly. He removes the phoenix from his jacket and then violently shakes
shakes
tears
the thing over his arm.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jokes with props in this one, more so than I think the others. Like I'm thinking of one that I think it was a mistake, where the Tom Riddle diary is talking to him, but it's Voldemort, and he's supposed to have the diary out, and he's like talking to him and threatening Harry Potter, and Harry Potter's like, "Oh no, is that a floating talking diary?" He's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
He has to pull the diary out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, with it being, because they do well, but they do have, their scripts on hand and things like that. It was more of, from my understanding, it was more of a lack of time to properly rehearse.
Yeah.
So yes, there are a couple of moments where, it's a little more, it's a little more amateur, but funny.
Yeah.
In comparison with the others and the audience, I mean, this was performed at LeakyCon. The audience for something like this is, I guess, going to be the same. I mean, you're not going to go see a Harry Potter musical and not be a fan of Harry Potter. But there was a lot more, I think, audience engagement as far as like reactions and things like that, which helped. And then bonus points that the audio was decent enough to where you could actually hear it over people and stuff like that. But yeah, yeah, I do. I like those little moments like that, that were mistakes, but still worked
off well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, they're able to defeat Voldemort and the Basilisk the same way they do in the book.
Harry Potter stabs it through its brain,
but the sword is one of those flimsy swords.
Yeah, like the foam. It's a prop. They don't need anything more than that.
And the snake was actually pretty cool as like a puppet.
Yeah, it was similar to, I mean, I think they used it at one point, but it was similar to the dragon puppet from the second one.
First one.
Was the dragon the first one?
The dragon was the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then everything lives happily ever after. And they all go on, and then they do have the epilogue scene with Harry bringing his son to Hogwarts.
Funny.
Huh?
I said it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Where he runs into Quirrell and Voldemort. I'm guessing bringing their adopted daughter to Hogwarts.
Well, okay. So it first it's Harry and his son.
Yeah.
Which they do, you're named after the two bravest wizards.
Oh yeah.
Albus Scarfy Potter. Because Scarfy, sacrificed himself. But yes, and then as they're leaving or as Harry Potter is leaving platform 9 3/4, he bumps into Quirrell and Voldemort, who,
stuck together.
I don't know. I assumed adopted daughter, like you said.
Yeah, so they're bringing their adopted Asian daughter to Hogwarts. Harry doesn't recognize him, and he just, wanders off after that. And then Quirrell and Voldemort have a little conversation about it. And he says that Harry Potter taught him how to love, which is what Harry Potter was all about. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, you know what? You're not wrong.
Well, they were explaining the series as a whole.
What it meant to them, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's not incorrect, I think.
Yeah. I think it was fitting.
It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then the end.
For now.
For now, I've heard rumors for years that they're going to do a Harry Potter reunion. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to happen at this point.
I don't think so, especially with
It'd be cool.
The climate of the fandom.
Yeah.
It could be a little touchy. But I thought it was a fitting ending.
Yeah.
It was a nice little it was meta. It was a meta moment, but it was a nice little button to the series. And even because there's a part, it's not a full song, but there's a part where he's describing, going back to Hogwarts, going back to school, back to wizards and witches.
Magical things. Running a podcast can be expensive, $35 a month to be exact, but we're not going to ask you, our listeners, to front the cost. Instead, consider making a small donation to a charity we hold dear to our hearts, the Trevor Project, the leading suicide prevention, crisis, and intervention nonprofit organization for LGBTQ+ young people. Bravery, intelligence, hard work, and ambition. With these values, we can unite and change the world. Let's make magic happen today.
He sings kind of that part to his son. And yeah, it was nice,
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I don't want to take your thunder. Do you want to lead into discussing our thoughts or
we can discuss our thoughts,
opinions? So, for me, my first question is, you've already answered my Hermione question, but where does this rank out of 1, 2, and 3? Like, where would you put this?
If I had to rank them, it'd be from best to worst. I'd say 1, 3, 2. So I think this was better than 2, but not better than 1.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. There's still some things it's not perfect. None of this is by no means perfect. I don't want to put this on some sort of pedestal, but yes, 3 I think was much more enjoyable than 2. At the same time, I do wish, maybe they focused on the whole Gilderoy aspect versus Voldemort. But it was good to see him back. I forget his name. I'll have to look him up. But the guy who plays Voldemort,
I think Joseph Walker.
I think is fantastic, and is always enjoyable. There's certain characters that are in it, but not in it too much.
Mm-hmm.
Dumbledore, being technically he's dead. So he only comes back for like the flashbacks and stuff like that.
Godric's Hollow.
And Godric's Hollow in like some weird disguise moment where he has like a beard over his beard to disguise. I'm not really sure what that was supposed to be about. But then, like, you know, some characters like Hagrid has a payoff, but at the same time could feel like you could do without. Mad-Eye Moody is in the opening scene.
Well, no, it's Barty Crouch Jr.
Well, yeah, it's Barty Crouch Jr., but yeah, they do the whole Polyjuice Potion thing, kind of. So like stuff like that. But yeah, no, I'm with you though. You know, regardless, I did enjoy this more than 2. And I looking back, like watching everything, I think the biggest problem that 2 had was honestly like the Umbridge aspects. I just don't think she was as enjoyable.
She had her moments.
As a villain, yeah, she had her moments, but it definitely overstayed its welcome. Despite being played by the same person. And then this one just felt like they were having so much fun. So I think like the energy behind it as well helped too.
Yeah, there were a lot more really good jokes. Like Hermione trying to seduce Gilderoy.
Yeah. With all her like the fan fiction and stuff like that. Yeah, real questionable humor, but not as much vulgarity as the second one. This one was definitely had some, but was still toned down, which I think is to its benefit. I think the second one relied too much on the shock value of it's supposed to be funny because it's supposed to be kids saying bad words, but then it's all played by, you know, mid 20 to 30 actors, so it doesn't quite land. Yeah.
Plus, Lupin's bad word jokes were also pretty funny in 2, I thought.
Yeah, and I mean, that was one of the things that I mentioned is if they would have kept it with Lupin, it would have been funnier. Like, because that's the joke, is he's just being vulgar around children. But then when you have everyone doing it, it doesn't
loses
quite
its effect.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you about this one just being a lot more fun. Honestly, more fun than the other 2 both together. I think because of the energy of it, like being at LeakyCon and and like them kind of still, you know, not having it all. I mean, some of them had their lines memorized, but not everyone. Darren Criss was probably too busy with Glee to memorize his lines.
Yeah, but it doesn't from a production standpoint. Yeah, it doesn't affect anything. It's still enjoyable, and fantastic. Yeah, so
and you're right about the energy of it.
Yeah, I think that's like the biggest thing that this has going for it is kind of, not only being a send off to the Harry Potter trilogy itself, but it's also kind of especially with the way it ends, is kind of a almost like a love letter to the fandom of moving on. I mean, 2012, I can't remember when. Let's see, when did Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows?
2007.
Oh, was it?
The book?
Oh, no. Well, the film came out in 2011.
Yeah.
And this came out in 2012. So yeah, kind of at that point, the fandom didn't really have anything. The last movie came out. I don't think at this point, no, Cursed Child wouldn't have come out like for a while. So
Cursed Child came out around 2016.
Okay. So we were still a couple of years off from that. divisive as it is.
Something in the Harry Potter fandom is divisive. No.
And then I think this was before all of She Who Must Not Be Names.
It was,
I don't know, fall from grace
starting to happen.
Starting to happen, yeah. So yeah, I think, you know, kind of having that perfect storm, and then again, it being well shot, you know, from a visual standpoint helped, an audio standpoint helped. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I have to admit, watching 2 was kind of a chore. Because it's really, like 4 hours long.
It really was. And I keep forgetting to time these things, but how it felt much more manageable.
I want to say the first act was like 2 hours and the second act was like an hour and a half.
I mean, that's still long. That's
not 4 hours long.
True. Yeah, I was trying to see if I can so a Harry Potter musical was 166 minutes.
I can't do math.
Well, that's over 2 hours, right? That's 2 hours would be 120, so 2 hours and 46 minutes. Let's see, a Harry Potter sequel. You know, I really hate AI. Oh, that's giving for the soundtrack. See, I don't want...
Just look it up on YouTube.
On YouTube?
Look up, see what the runtime was on YouTube.
Alright, so a Harry Potter sequel. Act 1 was... We'll round it up to 2 hours. Act 2 was an hour and a half. Or hour and 40 minutes. So, yeah, almost 4 hours. 3.5 hours. Or 3 hours and 40 plus minutes. A Harry Potter senior year. See, the ones I watched were all broken up into different...
I watched the ones that were just like one video.
So, a Harry Potter senior year, Act 1 was 2 hours and 4 minutes, and Act 2 was an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So a little shorter than the second, but not by much.
Well, it didn't feel that way, though.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It feel that way.
Yeah. No, for sure. This one definitely went down easier as well, but yeah, I mean, did you have anything?
Just it reminds me how much I enjoyed doing theater when I did theater.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah,
I found in my closet the other day my old high school band uniform.
Oh, ugh.
It was clean.
Oh, okay. It was dry cleaned.
Yeah, it was dry. It was clean.
Oh, okay.
It was just weird. I tried it on. It still fits.
Nice.
I might use it for a costume or something.
Yeah, could probably get away with it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I didn't do nearly as much as you, but I participated in the one musical, Big, the musical, and had a blast during that whole experience. And I was thinking about that too. You know, how much fun it had to be to be a part of all of that. And I mean, again, I know we've talked about it, but I could only imagine like the energy of going into that performance. Mm-hmm. Had to be a hell of a high at LeakyCon at the height.
No, they were probably the main draw for LeakyCon that year.
Absolutely. I mean, I would imagine something like this probably had another, like an overflow room that had the performance on like TVs and stuff
Probably.
like that.
Because that was a small
Uh,
audience, considering.
Was it?
It
Did they
looked like
show
it
the
looked,
audience?
looked like a small audience when you did see it.
Oh, I don't. The one I watched didn't have. I didn't see the audience.
Huh.
Like it was just the stage. But yeah, I that had to be fun.
Yeah, just doing theater sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably get on to was it the Jefferson Performing Arts?
Eh,
You know?
I said I miss it sometimes.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. I mean, I remember just the my brief experience with Big, all the days after school, rehearsing, putting things together and stuff like that.
A lot of work and it's a lot of drama backstage. That
Yeah.
no thanks. I'm over it.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I guess, to kind of wrap this up, I think it ended nicely.
Mhm.
I think it ended at the same time. I mean, again, a year after the last movie came out, wrapping up the height of Pottermania. The only thing I could think of is if they do ever decide to do anything, to go back to the well, I think it would definitely be in sort of reference to them now rebooting the Harry Potter series as a TV show.
Or they could do something with the Cursed Child, which is an actual play. So
Or that, yeah. I'm sure it'd probably be like a mix of both. But yeah, I'm happy with what we got.
Yeah.
And I mean, you said you watched this before. You've seen it before. So did
I watched
you
it when it came out.
have any I mean, this was completely new to me, so I'd never seen it before. I mean, did you have any was it better than what you remember? Did you remember it at all?
I think it was as good as I remember.
Okay.
There was a lot of stuff I did forget, but I remembered the big stuff. Like I remembered the thing with Gilderoy Lockhart. I forgot about the diary and the snake.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot all about that. Yeah, it was as good as I remember. I enjoyed it just as much as I did the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
I remember how excited I was for it. Like I kept talking about it with people and no one cared. But
yeah. Yeah, I was gonna think of something in comparison, but there's really nothing I can't think of another fandom that had something like this. Or even something else. I think we kind of mentioned it, between this and the Potter Puppet Pals, are the two biggest, things to come out of the fandom.
Yeah, probably.
From Harry Potter, but I don't. They're not quite, comparable to each other. But no, okay. I think they still hold up. The weakest one being the second. I still think it's worth the watch.
I still enjoyed it.
If you're a new fan or I don't know, I'm intrigued to see if this is going to have a resurgence with the new series.
That would be cool.
Coming up, because I could feel like the same would go for Potter Puppet Pals as well. People kind of rediscovering that aspect of Harry Potter.
Yeah, I do.
And I'm
hope.
sure there'll be a bunch of mashups.
That's my hope for the new series, is that it's going to be, like you said, a resurgence of the fandom and liking of Harry Potter, regardless of who. I'd really just like to put her away, but still love Harry Potter.
Be careful. She might leave a comment on our podcast.
He can...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you haven't seen any of the Harry Potter musicals, please go check them out.
I will say this.
Yes.
about like my biggest comment, and it has been consistent from when I first saw these to now, that one of my biggest comments about the Harry Potter's trilogy of musicals is how good simplicity is.
Mhm.
With this, like their sets were simple, their props were simple. A lot of it was just you had to imagine it. And I think it worked so well. And whenever I see something done like that, in theater or in whatever, I think it works so well. Having something simple, like not everything has to be Avengers Endgame. You can have simple things that are just good stories and just work really well.
Less is more.
Less is more. Something we subscribe to here.
It's the motto of our podcast.
Less is more.
Less is more.
The Good, the Bad, and the Boy is an independently produced podcast. Stock media, wizard theme music provided by Adam Monroe at Pond 5.
Music, a magic beyond all we do here.
Voiceovers provided by artists Sarah Jackson and Debbie Masters. Links to their creative works can be found in our podcast channel and episode descriptions.
Hearing voices no one else can hear isn't a good sign, even in the wizarding world.
You can rate and review us on your preferred podcast platform, and be sure to follow us on Instagram at The Good, the Bad, and the Boy podcast, all one word. Questions, suggestions, feedback, and howlers can be sent to us directly at thegoodthebadandtheboy@gmail.com. You're a wizard, Harry.
A what?
A wizard.